Today we're building the jungle restaurant. I'm Auvbri, and let's take a look on how everything was built. So welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. As you can see, I'm kind of messing around with a new transitions and a little intro. So tell me what you think about it down below. I also made a new outro. So I know I have been absent for quite a while, and the reason for that is school. To put it mildly. So school has been kind of kicking my butt. We have had lots of tests. I wanted this to go up yesterday, but I totally forgot that I had to study to yet another test in Shellfish. So I had to study for that, and that's why the house build goes up today. But yeah, as I said, I've been working around and kind of testing these different transitions and trying to make everything look a bit more professional looking. So tell me what you think about it down below once you've seen this video. And let's just go into the build here. So today we are building, as you can kind of see from the title, the jungle restaurant. So the premises for this build is a restaurant set in a kind of jungle. I'm saying that with air quotes, jungle setting. I tried to create a setting that would kind of be fitting for a jungle setting. And I wanted to have this modern looking restaurant built in the middle of a jungle. And I thought that could be really, really awesome. So I'm kind of building the restaurant here, and we're gonna add a lot of stuff to it. We're gonna add a outside dining space and, you know, just general things like that. So as with almost every build I do, you're not going to be able to see me do the bathrooms or the kitchen, just because those are not actually parts of the build that I think is that important to watch. So that's the reason for that. But you're going to see me do everything else. You're going to see me create what we are kind of doing now, which is going to be the jungle aspects. And there's going to be like a little flood river thingy going around it. And we're going to have some ruins, and it's going to be really, really awesome, as you could kind of see in the intro. And that's kind of what I try to do with the introduction as well. Just kind of give a little short snippet of what the build would actually look like once I finished it. And I think it turned, I don't know. Tell me what you think down below, because I've worked really hard on making this a production that looks a bit more professional than what I usually do, and that's also why there's transitions, sound effects, and a new outro as well, which I think it's just an overall better production of videos I'm doing at the moment. So tell me what you think down below. If you don't like it, that's okay. Maybe I'll go back to the old ways. It does take somewhat longer to do this. So the old way is definitely more the easier way to go, but I just think that this is a lot better, and I would actually rather spend a little more time on it. So we've moved into the restaurant here. Now I can't actually remember how many people it seats, but we have loads of seats inside. We have a very huge bar area as well, and in the back we have the kitchen. We're just working on the two toilets right now. And I tried to, with this build, I tried to bring in a lot of nature inside of the restaurant itself, just to kind of get that feel that you never left the jungle, but it is an modern high-end restaurant place. So something that is annoying. I'm just gonna go right to it. Something that I find very annoying is the screenshots in the end. For some reason, if the camera is not in the right place when you take screenshots and you have done things like I'm doing now, using Moveobjects to kind of place items where they're not supposed to be, the camera will clip out those objects, which is very, very annoying. So in the screenshots, you are gonna find that some of the objects is not visible. I went in afterwards and checked. They are still there. You just have to place the camera at a right angle, which is annoying. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, as I said, I tried to bring in a lot of nature here and kind of bring in the jungle. So I wanted to have this separation. So on one side, we're going to have the bar area, and on the other side, we're going to have the dining area where people can sit down and, you know, enjoy a good meal. This lot type is actually a residential lot, so you need to convert it into a restaurant lot if you want to use this. It's really easy to do. You just have to buy a restaurant lot or a normal lot, convert it into a restaurant lot, and then you can place this build on it, and you should be fine. Very easy to do. So we're working on the bar area now. I wanted to have a big bar area in this build because, I don't know, I just feel like good restaurants will almost always have a bar area where they serve a lot of different types of drinks. So if you just wanted to come in and not really eat anything, but just sit down at a bar, have a drink, enjoy yourself, you could do that. And that's kind of what I was trying to do here. So I made this large bar which wraps around the edge and comes into the front desk area, where a host would then greet the guests. So that's kind of what I tried to do. Yeah, these countertops is actually placed on an angle which the game does not like. So for some reason, once you try to fight the grid in this game, it's not having it. And yeah, I learned that the hard way. Some of my builds, going back and looking at it, when I kind of look at what the gallery has uploaded, a lot of stuff is just missing because the game is not having it. And that is even when I actually test out the game to see if, you know, the thing that I have done is okay and that your sim can move around it and the item is not like floating in air and all that kind of stuff. Then the game just removes it. Like those plants I just placed in there, they're gone. You have to place them in yourself, because I tried several times to reload the game and they are just disappearing. I don't know why. I believe it's some kind of bug inside the game, but I don't know why. So yeah, I wanted to have some booths in the game. That was a hard word to say. In the game, in the restaurant. So I decided to have kind of like these excluded booths. Damn, that's a hard word. In the back, so you could kind of sit down and have a nice romantic meal. Then we have 4 large tables here. So I don't actually have any tables in this build for just 2 people. I probably should have done that, but yeah, we don't. I just thought that a table with 4 chairs, just, I don't know, I just think it looks much better than those smaller tables with just seating for 2. So yeah, that's why we did that. Outside, we of course also have a space for your sim to enjoy a dinner, and I made 2 of the tables with 6 chairs instead of just 4 if you have a party that is larger than 4 people. But I don't actually know. I haven't played around that much with the Dine Out expansion or like game pack. I I mostly just use the content that came with it. So I haven't actually played around that much with the game pack. But yeah, we're starting to move outside here, and I really wanted to have a kind of little river flood thing going from the top here, and then going down and wrapping around and going in front again. Just to kind of give that vibe of a nice jungle area. And then we made the dining space, cut it off, put on grass, and I just think these screenshots in the end, they're still screenshots for those wondering. These screenshots in the end, I just believe some of them just captures the right aspect of what I was trying to do. And those trees I'm using here, those kind of crooked trees that kind of bend in the bottom and then, you know, like goes in over something. I'm in love with those trees at the moment, especially in this build. I just think they look so good and fit in with the vibe so well of what I was trying to do. So you're gonna see that a lot. You're gonna see a lot of the bigger trees. I tried not to put in as many pine trees, just because I didn't feel like they actually would fit in to these to this build. I did not put in any palm trees or like tropical trees like that. I put in a lot of ferns, and yeah, I tried to make it not, how can I say this? I tried to make it look like a jungle, but not a typical standard jungle with palm trees and like it's wet all the time. I tried to make it look more like a forest jungle instead of a tropical jungle, if that makes any sense. In my head it makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of what I tried to do, and that's also why we use somewhat brighter colors. I still made the river a much darker color, and we're gonna turn these ruin type decorations, we're gonna make them one of the color swatches that is a bit more on the heavy side of the jungle. Like you can see it's worn down, but I just really do enjoy how that actually fit in with the whole thing, and you're gonna see it in the end. So yeah, putting in a lot of trees. This is very tedious work, but it didn't actually take that long. You just have to make, when I'm doing this type of thing, you have to always keep in mind that you have to make it look realistic and believable without, you know, overdoing it. And that's the one thing I have in mind all the time. So I try to make this pathway up to the restaurant feel like it was part of an old ruin. So that's kind of why I put ruin stuff around it, like on the sideways of the pathway, so you can kind of get a feel that it was old ruins at some point in time. And then I tried to keep the outside rustic as well, because we have this very modern build, and I tried to keep it somewhat more rustic looking when it came to the decorations and the trees and stuff like that. So yeah, here we are gonna do that with the color swatches, and I don't know, there's just something, I just believe that it made the whole build look so much more believable, and I'm overall very satisfied about the way that it turned out, this build. So yeah, we're just working on the little river at the moment. So I tried to put in stuff that I felt like would look realistic, giving the setting that I'm working with. So in the pool we put in these fog machines, and some of them blow bubbles, so it kind of looks like it's you know, like the river is alive, and I really like that. We're gonna put in a little waterfall. Here I put in a lot of those big trees just to kind of fill out the space. A lot of ferns here. I don't know why. The ferns just made it look more realistic in my head. And just feel a bit more alive, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I just feel like it made it look more realistic, better, just overall giving that vibe of realism to it, which I really do enjoy when I'm building in The Sims. So working on the waterfall here, I saw something, I can't remember who it was, but it was another SimTuber. Some of you guys don't like it when I call them that, but in my eyes, that's what we are. We are Sims builders on YouTube, SimTubers. Boom. But yeah, I saw someone doing this when building a waterfall, using that that piece. Oh, I can't remember where it came from. I believe it's from like Dine Out, which is a big wall where you can kind of see water going down, and I used that to create a bigger effect of the waterfall. So we kind of have the water going down in the background, and then we have the actual water in the front, which I thought looked more realistic than what I usually do. So if anybody know who did that, I can't remember where I saw it, honestly. It was a great thing, great idea. And I love when us builders can kind of take ideas from each other. That just makes everything a little better. So jumping in to the screenshots here. Here we have the build. So remember, if you want this build, you can get it off the gallery right now. Follow me on the gallery for all my content. I usually upload the build right when I'm done with it. So I don't forget to upload it, honestly, but that's, yeah, I just usually upload it right when I'm done. So follow me there if you want it. Search Auvbri, you should be able to find it every single time. Some people are having problems with finding my builds. I honestly don't know what to do about it. EA is not very helpful when it comes to that. So yeah, just try to search hashtag Auvbri or whatever. Here we have the outside. And yeah, I'm really overall really satisfied about how it looked. And we're gonna have some screenshots here where you can kind of see from the pathway. We can see the build in the back, peeking through the trees and the ruins, which I'm really in love with. I think this build turned out to be so nice. So one thing I also want to say, again, tell me what you think down below of this build, and tell me what you think down below of this new style that I've brought to the video. What do you think about the transitions? What do you think about everything I've done with the sound and everything? Tell me down below. And as we jump into the new outro here. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a big like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And there's nothing else for me to say. Check out my last video, check out one of the playlists, and I will see you next time for another video.